guys, Gene here, G Squared Tactical. Got the Glock 48 MOS today. We've already did the tabletop on this. I left my light on there. I do intend to maybe carry this, even find a light bearing holster maybe. So I want to shoot it as I would carry it. We have this Romeo Zero on here, as this gun doesn't come with plates, unfortunately. Just, you know, that drives me crazy, but it didn't. And one thing I do like about the Romeo Zero is it will flush mount straight to the slide without a plate. Now I know some people don't like that, but it will, and that's kind of worked out for me in the past with this particular optic. However, we've had some issues with this optic in the past, losing zero, not being able to adjust it back to zero, or even get it zeroed, period. I have put one shot down range right before we went on camera here to see if it was on point or not, and it did hit right where I was aiming. But we're doing the review on the gun right now. This is, other than the one shot I put down, this is the first time we've shot this gun, or I personally have. I don't think Trey shot a 48, but this gun in particular, the first shots, other than the one there, you're going to be seeing on camera. You already know what we talked about it on, or what we said about it rather, on the tabletop. So we just wanting to look at performance today. I stayed away from this one in the 43X for the longest of time, just because I thought it really didn't serve a purpose in comparison to some of the other options on the market, like the 365 and Hellcat. But I kind of like it. I like the slim profile, like how it fits in my hand, kind of aesthetically pleasing. We're gonna put a few mags down. I think Trey's gonna slide 2. I'm gonna put 2 down. Try to more or less get this, make sure this target's on. It gets some functionality, performance, reliability, things of that nature. I'll try to use the plastics, I can't call them irons, the plastic sights, see if we can, hit it with the sights too and the optics. So let's just get right to that. We've had, like I said, we've had some issues with this optic in the past. I'm gonna drop it on the table a few times after we empty it out and see if it loses zero. I got it torqued on there like it's supposed to be. So let's just quit talking and put some down range. Exactly sure what happened there. Well, it didn't lock back on the mag. Something happened in there, not exactly sure. All the rounds fired, but I don't know what exactly happened there. The optic's definitely on point, that's for sure. I really want to like these Romeo Zero optics, I do. We're going to do a video in which we're going to integrate some of this video here into that, where because in the world where people are not sending plates with their guns, sometimes you're left with these flush mount options like I think a 407K has the Hollison. Some of those will mount straight to the slide. Obviously this one will. I want to love this optic, I really do, because it's a cheap option, very low profile, these factory plastic sights that co-witness with it. But we've had some issues. I've had one, as I mentioned on the SC video. You can go back and check that one out. Maybe Trey put a link up. And we had some really major malfunctions, in so much that I ended up just sending the thing back. Maybe I chunked it in the woods and shot it, I'm not sure. But I vowed I would never buy another one. But I did. I went back. One thing I've noticed is that they've added these protective shrouds on here that kind of comes with it. I don't know if that's to protect the glass. I know one thing on the other one that I had that gave us so many problems, the glass scratched up. If you ran your finger across it, while you were racking it or something, it was that sensitive, it seemed. And so I have one on this one. Trey's got one on his 43X. We put one on the SC again. And I even have one on the Canic Rival we're gonna do later today. But anyway, I'm gonna drop this, I don't know, maybe from 3 foot up or something on this table here. I don't wanna damage my gun. It is unloaded, as you can see. So I'm not gonna drop it on the ground or anything, but we just kind of wanna do that to see if it'll still hold zero. Like I said, we do have it torqued properly and to the proper specs, so that shouldn't be an issue. So I'd say that's probably about 3 foot. You know, again, it is a soft table, but most of the time if you do drop a gun, it's probably going to be on the soft ground somewhere. So we're just kind of doing that to see if it'll hold zero. We know that it was on point with me shooting, so we're going to let Trey shoot the gun, and I guess he's going to go for the taller target there. And
I have eagerly been anticipating today, mostly because, so as most of you know, we come out to the range one time and we shoot a good many of guns just because it works out best for our schedule. But I've eagerly been anticipating today more than most range days because of this Romeo. I'm looking forward to shooting this Glock because it's slim and I really like the way it's designed, more so than, I don't know what it is. I mean, I put them side by side, but my 43X and this 48 are the exact same width, but the 48 seems slim, probably because it's in a much larger platform, I would guess. That'd really be the only, it's probably playing tricks on my mind. But I'm really looking forward to shooting this, so I'm sorry to not talk about it more. I'm gonna have to start shooting. Well,
Trey does what Trey does. He gets trigger happy, but you know, them first 3 or 4 was right where you was putting.
I think it stayed on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm shocked, but I'm absolutely shocked. I mean, it just I don't know it.
Well, you know, we're not trying to bash the sight. It's just
no.
I mean, not only did I have one, but Trey just recently purchased one, and he's got it actually on his 43X, and he had to send it back.
We'll talk about, I mean, the customer service was great, but you know, when you're torquing this Optic down and it doesn't zero, that's very minimal use and abuse. So dropping it from 3 foot will amplify that, right? At least one would think. Let's see if we can amplify.
Try to slow down a little bit in this, you know. Oh, well, there you go, buddy. Is that
what?
Is that where you're aiming?
I'm gonna say yes because it was a good shot.
Well, Trey's a happy guy, you know. Look at him. Look at that big grin on his face, you know.
I'm stoked about that.
I mean, he'll hit the target about twice, maybe 3 times, and he's like Dunzo, man. Just boom, 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 you know.
I love that though. It felt good, you know, in a small platform for a 9mm. This 48, I think it did a really good job, a really well job. I think it did really good. I mean, shooting it is comfortable to hold because it's a slim, it's in their slimline series, Glock slimline series, so it's comfortable to hold. I can only imagine that it's going to be comfortable to holster and carry, kind of like what Gene was talking about, how he's going to be getting a holster, maybe a light bearing holster for it. I can only imagine that's going to be a comfortable experience, something that will not be distracting or too obvious, right? But I really liked it. I mean, I think I'm so tickled and thrilled because this Romeo performed well. I mean, it doesn't quote unquote mount directly to the slide, I don't guess, but it doesn't have a plate because it has this metal shroud shield that goes around it.
Well, it will mount on there without that though.
Oh, 100% it will, but you know, and initially when, see, because I have the 43X, he has the 48, we both put Romeos on here and we were talking about kind of how we were going to set it up and mount it. We were talking about leaving the metal shroud off or leaving it on, just whatever looked best and whatever was going to conceal better. But if I'm being honest, I really like the way it looks. It's not too bad bulky. I mean, the slimline Glock makes it look bulky, but it's a micro optic, so you know, take that into consideration too. I mean, if in that budget optic market, you don't want to order a plate. Go with this SIG. But today's video, you know, we're talking about this 48. So I like it. I mean, so this 48 is essentially a 43X with a 19 slide. Is that correct?
Let me see that magazine.
You need the magazine. He's fueling up. He's getting them. He's carbo loading. But that's basically what it is. It's a longer slide, so you get more rifling, more barrel, in a 9mm platform. I'm pretty sure the capacity is the exact same, but we have a little treat coming for you guys, I suppose, as far as capacity goes, because we're going to be shooting the heck out of it. So I guess without further ado,
also I purchased this. I mentioned this in the tabletop too, I believe, maybe.
Oh yeah.
The sad thing is I'm not exactly sure. It looks like it says
+2.
Dude, I can't read worth a crap.
Here, let me see it.
You see what that says?
See what it says. It says it doesn't have anything to do with capacity.
No. I was looking at the brand of it. I couldn't hardly remember what.
What the brand was. It says gauge code, Santa Ana, California, patent pending.
Yeah.
It has like their logo. We'll drop it in the comments down below, or in the.
Well, anyway,
thumbnail.
it's a +2, but you know, as you guys know, with most any +2, +3 I've ever bought, you can only always put one less than what it actually says. It won't ever hold the. If it says +2, it'll only hold one. Yeah. +3, it'll only hold 2. So if you want to hold 2 extra, you better get a +3. But anyway, I do like it. I like the way it makes it look on the gun. It gives me, anyway, with this fat sausage fingers, a little bit better purchase on the gun. So
got them sausages.
No sausages. So we're gonna let Trey shoot these 2 mags here.
Be my honor.
And then I'll take you guys out with two mags myself.
These are my mags, so I can flip them like that. You know, little flippy. That was an awkward toss down. I didn't know if I wanted to toss it.
You wanted to be tactical.
I didn't know if I wanted to be tactical or if I wanted to keep it modest. I'll take it. That was fun.
Well, I'm gonna take one of these mags here and just make sure again that the optic is still on. I mean, I know 9mm is not necessarily you know, a heavy recoil, you know, round, and so I guess you don't really put an optic to a torture test with that kind. I say I did have it sitting right in front of the sight, so I would say, I mean, it looks like it's still there. So I think again, it's going to take a lot more for me to trust this. I think since I do have the co-witnessing sights there, that of course I believe I would still feel comfortable carrying it. I mean, obviously its function. We had some little something go on where I think I don't know, the round fired, but for some reason other, when I pulled the trigger, it didn't go off. It didn't go bang. So I don't know what happened there, but we're gonna act like it didn't happen. And I say after this, we had a 200 round box. We put 100 rounds through the Walther PDP. So I'd say that means we had to put 100 rounds through this one as well. I think that that certainly would be enough to know about its functionality. I think you could pretty well trust a Glock these days. I think most anybody does. I'm gonna take this first one here, and I'm going to make sure my reflex is still on, and then we'll take you guys out with a little rapid fire. I know everybody likes that, don't they? I'm gonna shoot right to the right in the black. See, that mag didn't lock back. Again, I think it was that same mag. It is the factory mag. Again, all I did was added the plus, and maybe it has something to do with taking some of the tension off the spring. I'm not really sure. but again, doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Love shooting with an optic. At first I was old school, kind of against the whole idea of an optic on my gun, but with me aging, eyesight not as good as it used to be, man, I tell you, really takes you out of the equation. And it is hitting still right where we're at after 100 rounds, and a few little 3-foot table drops there. So make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Man, we really love interacting with you guys. You can't imagine, some of our people have told us, is like, you're the only channel that responds and interacts back with us, and I can't help but think that that's why you guys sub up with us and you like us. We're just everyday gun guys. We're not trying to be pricks, and you know, we're not trying to be tactical and shoot around stuff. We just, hey, listen, we're a gun people like you are. We're just shooting the guns, having a good time, letting you see how they function, and also give us our opinion, because hey, we've been shooting guns for a long time. This is America. Gotta love